Okay, Jeff, here we are back in the workshop again. It's the end of February, and when I was last here, I left you with parts of that wheel that's down there in solution of caustic soda to try and remove the anodizing. So, how has it gone? Did it work?
Come off brilliantly. Yeah, I think there's still a little bit on the inside.
Yeah,
there,
I can see it looks like there's two slightly different.
I've got some wet and dry on it, and it is rubbing.
It's a lot better.
It's ready for just. Well, what I'm going to do is put them on the horizontal miller.
Yeah, here.
On this, on a special
arbor.
Arbor I've got.
Yeah.
We'll bolt the wheel centre on each way.
Yeah.
And then you can just stand there with the wet and dry.
Yeah, with a cup of tea and just
basically
just sit there.
You can just
can do it. Yeah. A lot easier than it by hand.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Brilliant.
I've just bolted it together roughly.
Yes. Yeah. So very quickly.
That's I think it's 9.5 inch that.
Yeah.
Or 9 1/4. Is it maybe 9?
Okay. And what about the that plate that we also did? Did that work when we took off the anodizing for that? You had a plate. It might be that plate over there actually.
I'm not sure which. Is it that? That's yours.
Yeah. No, it's the one over there. Isn't it?
It might be the one on that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's look over there.
It's all took it off perfectly.
Brilliant. Well, let's go over there now and look at that engine before we do anything else, and then we can move on.
Up there? Hang on, no, it's that one up there. That's the one for the the project.
Hang on, let me have a look. The one up there
may not happen.
One up there. See it there? Look.
Right on top.
That that outrigger bearing affair up there. Okay, so this one. Let's look at another outrigger bearing, which is sitting on your engine over here. Let's go over here now.
Oh, that one.
That one. Hang on. Let me get myself set up. Otherwise, we'll be in trouble. Right, Jeff, yes, we've come over this side of the workshop. I'm looking at your engine, another engine, a Kawasaki engine, with yet another outrigger bearing. So is this pretty much done now? Are you happy with it?
There's a few little, like I say, I know you don't.
Oh, you're going to ball mill it, yeah.
I'd like to put some ball grooves in it.
I know.
It looks very 70s and...
Yes, well you are a 70s person, aren't you? I mean, you'd like that.
Well,
that's your era, I think, isn't it, Jeff?
I think sometimes leaving things flat looks...
boring.
It's down to personal choice, isn't it, at the end of the day?
What's that supercharger doing there?
That I grabbed because I have a manifold and I didn't know whether... Because if it all works out well...
Let's just go back a little bit. Let's just step back up a little bit, Jeff. What's the engine for? That's
the Unitrack.
The Unitrack. That's not for the comp bike
ones there.
It's here, yes, beside me. So why have you grabbed that supercharger? Because it didn't have a supercharger on it. Or are you going to follow my advice and build it?
The last time we spoke, you said put a supercharger on it.
I did.
And you said, I don't know.
That was at Christmas.
It may have been the wind, but I heard somebody say, I might buy it.
Yes, that's right. If it was,
it could have been a breeze coming through. I don't know. You know,
been a bit,
it might have been.
It might have been my Christmas cheer back then. I don't know because it was Christmas time.
But I have a manifold, and that would fit perfectly.
Oh, okay, so you got a manifold, and is that a working supercharger?
Well, that's a.
Has it got internals to it?
There's no internals in that, but I have a brand new one.
Oh right, okay.
I have a brand new. That snout is brand new.
Right.
But I've got two second-hand ones, S82s.
Right. And
a brand new, unused one.
So that's an S82.
That's an S82 Sprintex supercharger.
Right.
And basically what we're going to do is bolt that to the manifold.
Because you've got a manifold already, yeah?
I've got an angled manifold that comes round and maybe put an SU
carb on it, yes.
It'd be nice to try and get it tucked in.
I've got an SU carb on, you know.
Well,
yes, I should have brought it, yeah.
That might come in handy, actually.
Because that was going to be for something else that never happened.
It'll actually look better because the old ones have the float bowl on the side.
Yes, yeah, I think that might be what I'm thinking, I'm not sure. Right, okay, so that could be a future project, well, rather an enhancement to a project that we've already got, your Unitrack.
But it'll be out to, I think if we use them 83s,
all right.
But there's a lot of money and things to spend on it to get it
well, you have to reduce its compression somewhat.
Yeah, well what we can do is make a jacket.
Oh, you're going to make a plate.
You're going to have to drop it to at least about 8 and 9 to 1.
7 to 1. Yeah. Okay, so that's a future project perhaps. And have you got the internals for that? Have you got a gearbox? Have you
I've got virtually everything. The only thing I won't have that may be a problem. Yeah. Starter motor, because I've only got one good starter motor.
I know.
I have a starter clutch, but the GPZ one, the magnets break in them.
Yes.
And you can get them, but people ask at least 150 quid for a rotor.
I'll buy a bloody new one.
Now what I might do is make a plate.
Yes.
Use the starter clutch and the stub, come out with a pulley and maybe mount a separate alternator.
Right.
As long as you've got your starter clutch and that on, and you can put it. I mean, you can get a starter motor.
Okay. Well,
you know, you might pay. You're going to be looking at 50 quid upwards.
Well,
if you can find one, I would think.
We buy one anyway. Right. So that's a potential.
It's not a major problem.
Okay. So it's good you're following my advice about that, but we also said at the time that your main #1 priority was the spares bike stroke, what you call a comp bike. So I'm looking around now and I can see the engine in bits beside me, so let's look at that next. Right, yes, we're coming round now and we've seen this last time round. This is the engine that's going to be in the spares bike stroke comp bike. I call it spares bike, you call it comp bike. It's originally a Z1100 Shafty, which is converting to
with our special
drive. Yeah, so there's yet another set of
that's
brackets for the outrigger.
Yeah, that's got to be sorted. We've got the seal now. I've got the two seals.
Okay, good.
That's a new bearing in there. So we've got to machine a sleeve up now, and that can be done once the engine's in. That's not a problem.
There's your barrel, which is going to be about 1400 cc or so. Well, we don't know yet. It's going to change the plan. Because we did talk about how it would be done and what size it would be and so on. And you were saying you've got some Yamaha XV750 pistons, which would take this out to about 1400 cc.
I was going to. No,
are you now going to change your mind?
In that.
Oh, okay.
I've got some that will go to 1300.
Okay, and what's that from? What are they from?
They're out of an XV700.
Oh, 700.
They're 80mm.
Right.
The 750s are 83mm.
I've got an issue with the.
But if I use the 700 liners in here, it means I've got to. The way they can machine now to suit the car liners.
Yeah.
The Rover liners that fit in
Rover.
now.
Okay.
I've got 2 sets of forged 1260 pistons.
Ooh. Forged.
Forged.
Are they old or new ones?
They are used, but they are in very, very good condition.
Okay.
I'd have to dig them out and we can see them again. But the liners are ready to go in there. They want machined down to pressing in or warming up, dropping in.
Yeah.
At the minute there's 75mm, and what I wanted to do is set them up on the big lathe and bore them out to about 77.5.
Right.
Which means then that the guy at the boring place doesn't have to charge me
extra money to doing it. Yeah.
Another 2 hours to bore them out.
Okay. But the big lathe is not currently working.
No.
But that may be happening soon.
I've got that's in motion.
Yes, that's in motion.
We've just had a little plan to.
Yes, we've just been to a little nice. Well, I say we've been to a nice place in the middle of nowhere in Cheshire, in the Cheshire rather.
If you grab, are they down? Oh no, they're not there. They're up.
Where's he going now? Where's he going now?
There. Are we on? There. There.
Yeah, if you put them down there, so it's
them now are ready for them.
And what are they from?
Them are out of a Rover. I think it's a 1400 Rover.
Right, okay.
But the thing is, they'll go to 80mm, but it leaves you 2mm on the wall, which...
Is that a bit marginal, is it?
You could get... It's okay, but...
So what else are you going to do then?
I think the easy thing to do is to run the 1260 kit.
Yeah,
get them in and leave it at 1260.
It's supercharged anyway, it's going to be running...
supercharged. To be honest, at 80mm pistons or 78... I think for what we're doing,
yes, it's big enough.
I think it's going to be negligible.
We don't want it to blow up on the first run, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And with having 2 sets of pistons, you've always got spares. Picking lines up things isn't a problem.
No. Okay.
But like you say, I need to machine them down at least. I think it needs at least ½ inch ish off the top.
Yeah.
And they need boring out. I need to take out as much as I can on the lathe, and then that can go in. Well, I can warm that up, and then the 4 liners will just basically
drop in. Hopefully,
drop in.
Okay.
But then it'll need lapping,
grinding down.
It'll once they're sat in, it'll then need. You can't really mill them. You have to have them you have to use a stone.
Right. Yeah.
Once you get 2 different metals in, it's very difficult to actually. Machine with a fly cutter to get them.
Okay.
So you have to use...
Well, I'm sure we know a nice man who can do that for us.
Oh, that's not a problem doing that.
Except for the cost, of course.
And what I'd like to do as well, if the liners go in the lathe, I'd like to put a little groove in there and put some lock wire in.
Oh, right.
So you can actually get a little tool on the lathe.
Yeah.
And go in, and then you can just...
Yeah.
You know, so when you've got your copper gasket on, it's...
It's going nowhere.
It's a good seal, but
Right, okay, good stuff.
that's all.
For the future,
Yeah.
one day. Okay, so apart from that then, looking round, what else has been going on in the workshop? Well, actually, no, I know what's been going on. Your Honda crank has been going on.
I've just machined.
Yeah, let's go and have a look at that. I can see it over there.
One's
so
in
let's
the
go and have a
shed.
look.
The 450 one's in the shed, but they're the two 500 ones that I was originally going to put in it.
But now you're not, but you've still got them, so let's go and have a look at them. So they're way over there on the lathe. Let's go and have a look at them.
I was
right, yes, we've come over to look at your. Well, you describe it, Jeff.
Actually, what we were going to do originally is go to 500cc on the
But wasn't there a change to the rules of the?
If you try and go to 500, the crank will go in. But if I go to the bore size, the crankcases, you can't really see it there.
Oh, okay, that's
you remove because it's got a plate on.
Yeah.
You're taking off a lot of valuable strength in the cases.
Yeah. So you're gonna go for 400.
So 400cc, and we can get 400 with the 500T crank, but I think you're down to about I think it's 63 mil bore. And I think this crank is 65 mil or 64.5. You end up with about 480 or 490. I'd have to work it out, but it's around.
So
that.
What is it you're doing with these right now then?
I've actually machined. I don't know if the camera, if you can see the metal, how it's shiny at the edges.
Yes, yeah.
They're actually hardened.
Okay, let me just.
That's a bearing.
All right, well wait then. I'll just focus in on that part. Okay, Jeff. I've now focused in. I can see you've got. There and there, you got a shiny bit.
Yeah.
So is that because you've been machining it?
They're hardened.
Yeah.
What it is, we've got some tungsten tips in there.
Yeah, in the lathe. Yeah.
We're machining it at about 90 RPM.
Right.
And when it does machine it, but because it's coming on and off, it's not. I can remove a lot of the metal. If you actually feel that now, it's actually taller on them two bits.
Right.
Because it's so hard.
Yeah.
It tries to literally.
Yeah. It doesn't want.
Push it away, but it will do it. That's down now. If we're a brand new tip in and just do a pass cut on there, it will.
Okay. So what is the point of doing that then? Why are you doing that?
It just removes weight and it revs quicker.
Okay. So if we now look at that one here.
Yeah.
That's the standard one, is it? That you've not
That's
yet.
the standard one. You can see
the difference.
The height there.
Yeah.
It's had about.
It's cast, isn't
it? It's had about 8 or 10 mil off the diameter.
Right.
Off it.
So make it lighter and smoother. Yeah. Okay.
You know, you can actually physically see where it's, you know.
Okay. And the next part of that crank is currently on your lathe.
Well, I just did a couple while I was.
Yeah. Okay.
I was at it.
Okay. Yeah, just to remind everybody, that crank, or those cranks rather, are going to be for this Honda here, though, supercharged Honda.
It was originally. I mean, I've got enough crankcase. I could build a 500 engine or a 450 or 460.
Yeah.
There is always scope, but
yeah. Well, if we look down there now, you've got plenty of parts for building cranks with. You've got quite a lot of them. So yeah.
So that actually, they're the end webs. They actually they might be heat treated and toughened, but they're not as hard as the inner webs.
Right. Okay.
So they actually machine quite very easy then.
Yeah. Okay.
You just have to go around it when it leaves a sharp edge there. You just have to go around.
Smooth it off.
It will file, and you just take all the sharp burrs off it.
Right. Okay.
So once it's all pressed together, it will be welded. You know.
Okay. So. Right. And then, as I just said before, we have just been to a nice farmhouse in the middle of nowhere to pick up these two things here, these bloody big heavy things. Very heavy actually. I think you said one's single phase, one's 3-phase.
The green one's a 3. That's a 3-phase one.
Yeah.
I believe that's single phase, but I wasn't bothered about that.
No, no. And you want that one? Why, Jeff? Why do you want
that?
That there.
Let's move. You can't see it from there.
Right. Okay. We'll start again. Right. Okay, Jeff. So why do you want that?
This green motor. It's a 2850.
Yeah.
3-phase. Motor.
3 or 4 horsepower, did you say?
I think it's 3 actually.
Right, okay. Cost you a tenner. It looks like it's in good nick.
That's a woodworking machine, I believe.
Yeah, it came up. You can tell it's all covered in.
And the guy, I think he was just retiring.
Yes, yeah, he was giving up. So that's going to be for what?
That I want to probably just mount on a board. Maybe I could put it on some wheels.
Yeah, yeah.
Put some rubber mounts on it.
Yeah.
It probably won't. Maybe not need rubber mounts.
Yeah.
But it's going to be on wheels, and I don't know if you can spin your camera around.
Yes.
I don't. Is it in focus there?
Well, it doesn't matter.
You can see the converter there, the grey box with the switches on and the labels.
Yes, on the wall.
It's a 10 horse rotary converter.
This one here, yeah. Let's have a look. That's this thing here. That's on the wall. Transwave.
It was put there to run the millers down here.
Yes, Miller. Miller.
But since that was put there, then this.
You've now changed your mind a bit, haven't you? You've moved things around.
If we go down this way.
Right, follow me. Go on, off you go. We'll come out into the
big
extension.
If we can.
Oh yeah, we'll come out here.
It's covered in.
Oh yeah.
The big Mitchell.
Let me just put my camera down.
Which has got all sorts of debris on it at the minute.
Yes, yeah. Big old thing.
It's a 5 horsepower.
Yeah.
And what it is, if, for instance, if once I get it fitted here on its blocks,
yes,
I'll start it. It's got all the original. I've just got to wire the original starter and everything in on it.
Yeah.
Renew the cables because they were atrocious when I got it.
Yeah.
It's got all the original belts and everything on it and motor.
Yeah.
And if I run it off the converter,
yeah.
if suddenly someone knocks at the door and says, "Oh, just come in," or just someone's on the phone for you, and I switch it off, converter's running away. After about 10 or 15 minutes, they're going to get hot next door.
Very hot. Yeah, that's
and it's a grand and a half a converter.
So therefore,
what I need,
yes,
is to fire a pilot motor up.
Yes.
And then when I start the converter, start the pilot motor.
All right, it's whatever sort of standby. It doesn't do anything. It's just there to stop.
What that'll be doing is running. It won't be drawing a lot.
No.
All right, it will be up in your.
It's just there to protect your. It's there to protect your.
But it's a safety thing.
Okay.
Because if you momentarily forget to switch that off,
it can blow up.
You might be all right for 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay.
But it warns you that you must be drawing current off it while it's running.
So this is just there as a safety measure.
That will be running.
That one there.
I'll start the converter up.
Right.
It's a switch. That'll start running.
Yeah.
And then I can turn this on and off.
Yeah. Without any worry about it.
Choose.
Okay.
And then obviously once you've finished,
it'll swap.
It's a bit of a safety thing.
I thought you wanted it to actually run something. Okay.
No, it's a what they call a pilot motor.
Okay.
It just makes it. It's like you say. I don't want to run the risk of leaving it running.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Great stuff. I've got to go home now.
I could think of a few people who could tie that to and throw in.
Yeah, because it's bloody heavy. Yeah. Very heavy. That. Yeah. Right. So, okay. So with that then, as I say, I'll come back next week and we'll carry on.
Yeah.
Where we've left off.